Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey takes one of history's greatest epics and transforms it into an emotional story about war, guilt, family, and redemption. While the movie follows many of the famous moments from Homer's classic tale, its ending introduces an emotional layer that leaves viewers debating what really happened to Odysseus in the final moments. If you walked away wondering whether Odysseus survived, what the final journey really meant, and why the movie ends by returning to the fall of Troy, then let's break down everything step by step. The story begins with the bard recounting the legendary fall of Troy before taking viewers back to the famous Trojan horse. The Trojans believe the giant wooden horse is a peace offering, but the Greeks have hidden soldiers inside it. Once the horse is brought into the city, the Greeks emerge and destroy Troy, creating one of the greatest victories in history. But this triumph also becomes the source of Odysseus's lifelong guilt. 8 years later, everyone believes Odysseus has died. Back in Ithaca, his wife Penelope is surrounded by powerful suitors hoping to marry her and claim the throne. Their son Telemachus has never truly known his father, yet he refuses to believe he is dead. Determined to uncover the truth, he begins searching for him. Meanwhile, Odysseus is still alive, but trapped on the island of Ogygia with the mysterious nymph Calypso. She has kept him with her for years while his memories become clouded, encouraging him to reflect on everything that happened after the Trojan War. From there, the movie revisits every major challenge of his incredible journey. Odysseus and his men encounter the terrifying Cyclops after following a flock of sheep into a cave. They manage to blind the monster and escape by hiding beneath the sheep as they leave the cave. However, before departing, Odysseus cannot resist provoking the creature one final time. That decision proves costly because the Cyclops calls upon Poseidon for revenge, bringing the wrath of the sea god upon Odysseus for the rest of his voyage. The crew later reaches the land of the Laestrygonians, where giant creatures ambush them, destroying ships and killing many soldiers. Supplies begin running dangerously low, and every new island seems to bring another impossible challenge. Back in the present, Telemachus visits Menelaus, who fought beside Odysseus during the Trojan War. Through his memories, viewers see how difficult the Trojan horse mission truly was. Menelaus also comments on how legends become exaggerated over time, especially when discussing Helen of Troy, reminding us that stories often change as generations retell them. Odysseus's journey then takes him to the island of the witch Circe. She tricks many of his men into eating enchanted food before transforming them into pigs. After discovering what happened, Odysseus confronts Circe instead of attacking her blindly. She eventually agrees to help him and sends him toward the underworld, where he must seek guidance from the blind prophet Tiresias. Inside the underworld, Odysseus meets the spirits of fallen companions, including Agamemnon, who explains how betrayal led to his death after returning home from war. Tiresias delivers the most important prophecy of the movie. He warns Odysseus that Poseidon will continue punishing him and tells him never to harm the sacred cattle belonging to the sun god when he eventually reaches the island of Thrinacia. After leaving the underworld, Odysseus successfully guides his men past the deadly sirens by having everyone block their ears with wax. However, surviving one danger only leads them into another. Eventually, the exhausted crew reaches Thrinacia. Although everyone swears not to touch the sacred cattle, hunger and desperation finally overwhelm them. While Odysseus refuses to participate, the rest of the crew slaughters the animals. The gods immediately punish them. A violent storm destroys their ship, killing nearly everyone and leaving Odysseus completely alone. He washes ashore once again on Calypso's island, where she finally reveals that years have passed while he remained trapped there under the influence of the lotus flower. Even during those lost years, Odysseus never stopped thinking about Penelope and Telemachus. Eventually, Calypso allows him to leave, telling him he must surrender himself to Poseidon if he ever hopes to return home. Back in Ithaca, another crisis is unfolding. The ambitious Antinous wants the throne for himself. He secretly arranges an ambush to murder Telemachus before the young prince can return home. Fortunately, Odysseus arrives just in time and rescues his son without revealing his true identity. Together they return to Ithaca and begin preparing one final plan. That night, Odysseus quietly approaches the family dog Argos, who immediately recognizes him. Watching the stranger show such deep affection toward the old dog allows Telemachus to realize the truth. His father has finally come home. It becomes one of the movie's most emotional scenes as Telemachus welcomes home the father he never truly knew. Odysseus continues disguising himself as a beggar while entering the palace. He deliberately provokes Antinous without revealing who he really is, creating tension throughout the banquet while secretly preparing for the final confrontation. At the same time, viewers discover how deeply the fall of Troy continues haunting him. Although the Greeks celebrated their victory, Odysseus believes they violated sacred laws by using deception to destroy an entire city that accepted what appeared to be a peaceful offering. His greatest enemy is no longer Poseidon. It is his own guilt. The final challenge arrives when Penelope presents Odysseus's legendary bow and declares that anyone capable of shooting an arrow through the line of axe heads will prove worthy. None of the suitors succeed. Then the mysterious beggar steps forward. He effortlessly completes the challenge. Only then do the suitors realize the beggar standing before them is actually Odysseus. The palace doors are sealed. What follows is the movie's biggest battle. Odysseus systematically defeats the suitors while Telemachus fights beside him. Antinous desperately tries organizing a defense, but nothing can stop Odysseus after years of suffering and sacrifice. Rather than granting Antinous a quick death, Odysseus deliberately makes him face the consequences of everything he has done. It is both an act of justice and a reflection of the pain Odysseus himself has carried throughout the story. By the time the battle ends, the palace has been reclaimed. Telemachus becomes the rightful king of Ithaca. But Odysseus has suffered devastating injuries. Several arrows remain lodged in his body, making it clear that he may not survive much longer. Instead of celebrating his victory, Odysseus speaks about traveling west with Penelope to honor the men who died following him through impossible hardships. At first, the movie appears to show the couple beginning that final voyage together. But then Christopher Nolan leaves viewers with one final mystery. The film never clearly confirms whether that journey actually happens. Instead, it strongly suggests that everything after the battle may represent Odysseus's final thoughts as he dies in Penelope's arms. Rather than showing a literal voyage across the sea, the journey west may symbolize his peaceful passage into the afterlife after years of war, suffering, and regret. Penelope comforts him during his final moments, giving him the ending he longed for after spending so many years fighting simply to return home. This interpretation explains why the final scenes feel dreamlike and emotionally different from everything that came before. The ending deliberately avoids giving a definitive answer because Nolan wants viewers to decide whether Odysseus truly survived his wounds or whether the final voyage exists only within his final moments of consciousness. The movie concludes by returning to the destruction of Troy. This final callback reminds us that stories never truly end. They continue living through songs, legends, and the people who pass them down across generations. The Odyssey is ultimately not just about monsters, gods, or impossible adventures. It is about how one man's choices echo through history, shaping both his family and the legends remembered long after he is gone. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Odysseus survived and really sailed west with Penelope? Or do you think he died in the throne room and the final voyage symbolized his peaceful farewell? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of love. and I'll see you in the next one.